Let's talk about microphones and recording audio for your online courses. We're going to take a look at some specific microphone and audio options for recording sound for your online courses. And this works whether you're recording video, you're doing interviews, or you're just recording voice over slides or even voice over screencasting or recording what's on your screen. So the first microphone I want to look at is the Snowball. Now this one is inexpensive and super easy to use, very commonly used. I use it a lot myself. So let's take a look at the Snowball. Now the Snowball is a very simple microphone. There's no settings on it. It plugs directly into your computer from a USB cable in it. So you just set it up, plug it in, and you're ready to go. The only other thing you might want to consider with the Snowball when you're setting it up is make sure that whatever software you're using to record audio, that you just have your audio setting to work with a Snowball. And that's usually just selecting Snowball. There'll be an audio setting and you pick Snowball or built-in microphone. You want to select Snowball as your audio option. So that's really all you need to do with the Snowball. Very, very simple and inexpensive microphone. Generally on Amazon, they're going for about $50 to $60 right now. So great option, good sound quality from it, and I use it a lot myself on interviews and webinars and things of that nature. The next level up, or the sort of big brother from the Snowball, is the Yeti. It's made by the same company, the Blue Yeti. Goes for about twice the price, so $110 to $125, depending on what kind of deal you can find on Amazon these days. And it is a better quality microphone. You're gonna get better quality sound out of it. It looks a little bit cooler. It's sort of a pill-shaped look to it, a little more old-fashioned. And it has a few options in terms of volume, and you can plug your headphones into it so you can monitor your own sound levels, turn the volume up and down, and then you can actually change how it records the sound, whether it records it in a 360, so if you have multiple people in a room and you want to be recording all around you, or you just want to have it very directional, recording you speaking into the microphone. So it does add a few more options, but for most people, the Snowball is plenty and accomplishes everything you really need. You do get a slightly better sound quality out of the Yeti, but it's kind of up to you whether it's worth it to pay double the price for a little bit more sound quality. The next level up from the USB microphones like the Snowball and the Yeti, which again are great because you just plug them into your computer, is something like this. So this is a Shure, this is the Shure SM7B, and the issue with these is that you're gonna need a little bit more equipment to run one of these. You do get a much higher level of sound quality, but you need to run this through what's called an XLR cable, which is a more expensive cable that you add on to it, through audio processing device like this Focusrite, and then from there a USB cable into your computer. So it's definitely a little bit more expensive. We're talking sort of 4, 5, 10 times the price of what we are at the Blue and Snowball and Yeti price point, but you can get some better quality audio out of it. Generally, I say for most people, this kind of thing is overkill. And even though I have these, I much more frequently will use my Snowball or my Yeti. One other thing that you might want to use alongside any microphone is a pop filter. Now these are about $10, and what they do is you put them in front of your mouth and they filter out sounds like and t. So your P's and your T's can make some weird sounds with the microphones, and by having a pop filter in place, that will filter some of that out, give you a slightly better quality sound, and very inexpensive, and you can just pop that in front of your microphone, between your microphone and your face. So that's a good addition to really any microphone that you're using. The next thing to consider for recording audio is your room. So an interesting thing about recording audio is that often the microphone is not the primary determinant of how your sound is going to sound. Often it's the room that you're recording it in. So I hear people on great microphones who don't understand why their sound doesn't sound great, and it's because they're in a room with a lot of echo. So the biggest thing you want to do is reduce the echo in your room, and you can do that basically just by breaking up the features that are sitting around you. So that can be done by having a lot more furniture in the room, things on the walls, more angles is basically what you're going for, and softer surfaces to bounce those sound waves off of. If you're sitting in a room that's just all hard concrete walls or wood walls, it's all gonna bounce off the walls and right back into your microphone, and you're gonna get a lot more echo. So there's a few ways you can do it. The more expensive option is to get pieces of soundproofing like this, soundproof panels that you can throw up on your walls. This again tends to be overkill unless you're doing a lot of this kind of audio recording, and it can be a fair amount of work. Plus you probably want to dedicate a room to this purpose. So for most of us, soundproofing panels are overkill. Another option for reducing echo and sound treating your room is a little piece of sound treatment that goes around in a semicircle around your face while you're speaking into your microphone. And your microphone can mount directly to this sound treating, and it's just this semicircle of protection that absorbs your voice so that it doesn't bounce off the walls and echo back to your microphone. And it's another great option. Generally they run about $100, and it can be an easy addition to your microphone. Again, you don't really need all of this stuff, but that is one other option. I generally recommend doing is just making sure you have some furniture in the room, you have some softer surfaces, you put some angles up, artwork even on the walls can help. I've even seen people hang up blankets on the walls when they're doing their audio recording. And as a last resort, a really funny option that is super easy to do, and I've seen work really well, is just throw a blanket over your head. So you literally throw a blanket over your head and record your audio from inside of that, and you will get no echo in that sense. It's gonna sound like a perfectly audio controlled room, just as if you went out and bought a whole bunch of expensive sound panels. And actually I got that tip from Miguel Hernandez at Grumo Media. He's got some great tips on creating courses as well, so you might want to check him out. So that gives you a great idea of how to record audio for your online courses. Hopefully you find it helpful. Check out the microphones, the Blue, the Yeti, great options for recording audio, and you really don't need to go much further than that. And then just take a little bit of time to consider your room and make sure you're not getting a lot of echo. And again, just simple things like putting a few blankets on the walls can really break down that echo and give you a much higher audio quality. If you're looking for more help on creating online courses, or you want to start creating your own or transfer your own to a new system that has everything you need for creating, branding, launching, and selling your own online courses, check out Thinkific.com.